The Rangers beat the Ottawa Senators by a score of 3-1. This was the type of game that you may have seen last season from the Rangers. Compete and battle level were there. They got good goaltending, timely goal scoring, and that's how you win games. Did they play all that well? No, not really. This game probably could have went either way. I'll give the Rangers the edge. I thought, they took the lead, they kept the lead, but this was more out of the playbook of 2022, the 21-22 Rangers. And for Yar Halak, it's his first win as a Ranger. And good for him. He played well. He's a veteran in this league. He's been around for a very long time, and he deserved that. Ryan Lindgren, he is the star offensively, as he gets 3 primary assists. He had a large part in all 3 goals. So Ryan Lindgren has been racking up the assists lately. For Lindgren on the season, oh wow, is that? I guess it's got to be 8 assists now for Lindgren. Let's see, Ryan Lindgren, yeah, 8 assists, which for him at this stage of the season is a lot. He's had a lot lately. I wouldn't expect it to necessarily continue, but it's good to see him jumping up in the offense and being aggressive. And that was kind of the one constant. The Lindgren-Fox pair, which has been this season, they kept that together. They switched up the D pairs, as we saw Zach Jones with Trouba and Schneider with Miller. Now, in terms of which was the second pair and which was the third, I would say that the Miller-Schneider pair was more of the second pair, and Jones-Trouba was the third pair, and kind of deservedly so. I mean, I've been hard on Trouba. He had a gutsy game, I guess you could call it. It wasn't pretty at all. Gutsy. And Zach Jones is kind of trying to find his way. And, between Jones and Hayek, it's not great either way. But, I think breaking Miller and Trouba is a good move. I like it. And on the forward side of things, Ryan Carpenter, healthy scratch. Vitaly Kravtsov back in the lineup. And for Kravtsov, for not having been in there for a while, he was noticeable. I definitely want him to stay in the lineup. Didn't think he was amazing, but I thought he was okay. And, some of the lines good, some of the lines not so good. I felt like Panarin, Hedl, Kakko was not good. It seems like any line that Panarin is on is not working well. I still, with Panarin, I'm still not impressed by his play whatsoever. I thought the Zibanejad line with Kreider and Vesey was pretty effective. Jimmy Vesey with the goal tonight. I thought Vesey had one of his better games of the season. And, the fourth line now with Goodrow centering, Blaine, Gauthier, it's even, theoretically better than it had been with Carpenter. They were on for a goal. They were on for a goal against. So a little bit of good and bad for that fourth line. And the fourth line got a little bit more ice time. Not a crazy amount, but a little bit more than they had been. And so Goodrow's ice time decreased as a result. Goodrow didn't play much, but he still got a goal in this game. But this felt like a last year's sort of win, and it's a step in the right direction. So for the Rangers, they jump out to that 1-0 lead. And we've seen the Rangers take the lead. That's not the issue. It's a goal by Jimmy Vesey, his third of the year from Lindgren. And this was a shot by Lindgren from the point. Vesey buries home the rebound past former Ranger Cam Talbot. A lot of former Rangers on this Ottawa Senator team. Cam Talbot, Nick Holden, Derek Brassard, Tyler Mott. That's a good amount of, some that are more recent, some not as much. But Vesey scores, gives the Rangers 1-0 lead. Towards the end of the first, matching minors to Matthew Joseph and Keandre Miller. Joseph, kind of gets in there on Halak. Miller defends Halak. Good job by him. I'm totally fine with a penalty like that. And so in the second, we go to the second. Rangers are up 1-0. Kravtsov takes a holding penalty. So that's the negative side of things for Vitaly Kravtsov. Takes a holding penalty at 2:51. Rangers kill it off. Good job at the PK. Lately, PK good, power play bad. PK is, I think, up to maybe top 5 in the league. Power play, we're talking about a power play that's down to almost 20 in the league. So that needs to improve. And again, that goes back to the whole Panarin conversation. In the second period, that fourth line gets things going, and they score. It is Barclay Goodrow, his 6th of the season from Lindgren and Blay. And this was a play where a nice cycle game. Blay to Lindgren. Lindgren takes a shot, and it's deflected in by Goodrow. So 2-0 lead for the Rangers, but right after that, the Senators would score, and it would be a goal by Shane Pinto, 9th of the season, from Batherson and Holden. So that 2-goal lead is short-lived, and to make matters worse, Julien Gauthier takes an interference penalty at 14:29. That is killed off, and so the Rangers keep a 2-1 lead going in the third, and they played a pretty good third, I would say. There was a delayed game penalty on DeBrincat at 1:40, unsuccessful power play. However, at 12:59, a really big goal to give the Rangers 2-0 lead. It's Chris Kreider, 11th goal of the season from Lindgren and Zibanejad. Another shot by Lindgren, deflected by Kreider. It's amazing how impactful Ryan Lindgren was in this game on the offensive side. 3-run Rangers at that point. Then you have a power play for the Rangers where Vinny Trocheck is cross-checked by Brady Tkachuk. But then by the end of it, Hedl, in frustration, slashes Matthew Joseph. That's not a smart penalty by Philip Hedl. We've seen him take some dumb penalties this year, but the penalty kill does the job. Senators had a lot of zone time, but they didn't score. And the Rangers win it 3-1. So the Rangers' record is now 11-9-4. And you look at it, they've been playing pretty good hockey on the road. They're 7-4-1 on the road, which is pretty good, but at home 4-5-3. And that is really bad. So it's kind of funny. They head back home now, back-to-back Ottawa and Chicago. Those are games that you should win. I'm looking for them to take 4 points. I'm not saying I expect it, but that is, with the situation they're in right now, you got to rack up wins. No better way to do it than home versus the Senators and the Blackhawks. You're not going to find many easier games than that. Ottawa, with Rangers play tonight, look, they're a young team. They're not hard. I mean, their record's not very good. But, they're not a great team. And same with Chicago. These are two of the worst teams in the league. They're not very good on the road. They haven't really been very good. And neither team has been good lately, especially Chicago has really been struggling. So I'm looking for some wins. I'm going to assume that Halak gets one of those games just because, he's played well. It's back-to-back. Which one will he get? I'm not so sure, to be honest. I mean, could they go back to Halak since he did well against Ottawa, or did they want to give Ottawa a different look? We'll see. But step in the right direction for the Rangers. I'm not going to get overly excited. It's just one win against an inferior opponent, but still, they were not beating inferior opponents at certain points, so we'll take it. And, again, the stars of the night, Yaroslav Halak, first win as a Ranger, and Ryan Lindgren with 3 assists.